I just want to share before I upload my other videos how excited I am about this all. Like, I came in super excited because I want to continue sharing in this journey and expanding and evolving and being brave, so to speak. And so I'm so excited. The geek in me is excited. Woohoo! So on these earthly lands, it's happy 420, man. Don't judge me, man. So this is another unified breath of community, of people that are so light-hearted, you see, that unite in this energetic chemistry of unity, of liking certain things and feelings, especially when having to navigate on these earthly lands. Is like, take a chill pill, man, because it's 420, man. This is our moment's reminder to breathe. Breathe. It's euphoric. Guys, do you know how many people I witness on these lands that do not breathe? Breathe. Breathe. I gotta be careful with my breathing sometimes, especially because I'm driving, because it's so euphoric indeed. I be getting dizzy. So it's Friday, guys. Happy Friday. There's a lot of things marinating. There's a lot of things happening here on these lands. There's a lot of things taking a stance. And I don't really have a topic at hand, but I did want to share, my feelings too, that I am transmuting too. So let's be mindful of this, that the ability to be able to observe my own emotions without getting lost in that sea of emotion, it is remarkable. For I wish this for you too. So selenite tonight, guys. Today. Hey, you never know. Somewhere it's nighttime right now. Although you see that it's light outside for me right now. Anyways, selenite bow down, crystal light. Oop, that's how true that was. So, anyways, it's 420 today. What does that mean? I mean, you know what? If I'm gonna take part in something, everybody likes to get lost in the commotion, all the hype to holiday season, so bright that just like to pick at your pockets because it's a consumer market. Well, I say, why not participate in this 420 day? For that energy is great. For there's unity in this community. So if you want to use this as an energy management, whether you participate or not, breathe in. Guys, I gotta be careful because I get dizzy all the time. Breathe, because I'm breathing. I get emotional. I'm breathing. Guys, I'm breathing. I'm not gonna cry. I already posted a poem about that at this time. But I do got something on my mind. And how I don't want to say irritable, because then that would be feeding into the emotion. But there's something that I'm noticing about, my own seclusion. I used to not appreciate, as I do today, the isolation of my upbringing and my ways. I used to say, my family was like tyrannical in many a way, and how guarded they were, and how I couldn't even pass my front gate. I felt like a prisoner for all of my days. I used to be like, this is not right. You see, prisoner is me. And so this isolating, and then just, upbringing of, financial strain. many of the things that most of my classmates and people, like even just cable. I didn't have cable. And just the I'm trying to articulate it right and bright. It's not easy, guys. You know, but it is. You know, let me not feed into that either, because then, you know, I draw a blank state of expression and go back into that habitat land of sleep land, and that's not happening, man. But you know, the minimal, that was really a person walking in the road. I just had to check, because sometimes, you know, I see things that then when I turn again, it's not, you know, there, and it's like, whoa, Jennifer, you're gonna take it there. But no, that was an actual human being, guys. Someone was walking. I hope he's okay. Anyways, what can I say? This goes a long way. So, I felt deprived. But in this, you know, isolation tank that is part of my upbringing, it led me into this inner land of wonderland that was wonderful, man. Because never was I bored. I never understood the concept of being bored. I'd be like, how the fudgesicles can you be bored? There's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's so many things happening. Even when I felt, I felt like a prisoner. I felt like a prisoner, and yet my land was expansive, man. For there were many worlds that I traveled through. And I'm understanding a lot of more things too. For this thing in me, from my opening of awakening within me, I must have been 3. For this is when my day marks as conscious as I can be of the processing of the things that occur within me. I woke up one day. I remember this. I woke up, you know, and my family, it's a 2-family household. My grandparents living downstairs. My parents had me young. You know, they were young, so we occupied the second apartment upstairs. My grandparents downstairs, still with my aunt and my uncle, still living at home at the time because they were still young. They haven't left their household. So, you know, this was my earthly upbringing in these lands at this time. So I woke up upstairs on the sofa bed. I remember. I woke up on the sofa bed, and I associate time with timelines for my life because I have no concept of time. And if you saw the video of the 10 things you can know about me, one of these is this very thing. I have no concept of time, but there are very markings on my timeline that help me to adjust my perception of this earthly time. So the highlight for me is understanding my sisterly relations, you see. So this memory, my sister was yet to be born. So I was about 3. And if you want to give it, let's say 4. Okay? I know it was 3. It's 3. And I awoke from a sleep. I must have been napping because the day had not been over. But it was what I believe and understand to be, although I didn't look outside the window at this time, it was nighttime. And I woke up upstairs and I was processing who I am. I was like, okay, I know my name is Jennifer. This is all, mind you, going on inside my child mind at this time. And I'm looking around at this life around me, and I'm like, okay, identifying the things that I'm supposed to know to be. And I'm looking around, and my parents are nowhere to be found. And I'm just looking around like if everything is brand spanking new. I always go back to this time because I've tried to process and understand this, align with my own shrine. And I'm like, what was this? And I used to, and for the very first half of my life, I thought something happened to me. I'm like, did I black out something? Because all I remember is from this day, that was when I became conscious or alive in some kind of way, of some kind of thing. So I thought maybe something had happened to me. I remember even waking up, looking down at me and registering that I was not harmed. This is all going on inside this little world of mine at this time. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Checking myself. Nothing happened. And everything was like a slow moving action. And I was walking, and I remember walking so slowly, and I was just touching everything and seeing how it felt on my skin. And I'm like, okay. And I walked downstairs, and even before I reached the kitchen area where my grandmother and the living room area where my aunt was at the time, I saw it in my mind, where they were, what they were doing, and I'm feeling it. And I'm just going down the stairs, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? And I'm registering everything like super clear. And I'm going down the stairs, and I know I get emotional, but you know, guys, it's just emotion from this ocean. Oh, happy day, oh, happy day, oh, happy day. So I walk into the kitchen in this slow motion, like Alice falling down the rabbit hole, for I believe this was the first time for me that I can register inside my mind. Yet I have other memories from a younger life from even that point, which is interesting, but it's like an imaging, not so much a actuality or reality. Interesting, so to speak. But anyways, we're not talking about that today. So I walk into the kitchen, and I'm like, I start asking questions. I'm like, what day is it? What happened? Like, just babbling. It's interesting too. This has nothing to do with this, but it's just something that I have to further explore, and I guess I would share some more another time. But just about when I created my blog, Enchanting Babble, and how that name came to be for me in the state of meditating, where it was Enchanting Babble. Oh my God, like I remember, I was like, it has to be. And I created this in 2008, 2009. And how now the name of my blog at this time, how it's expanding and evolving inside of my own hive and shrine of understanding, just even the story of ancient Babble. Guys, I'm on something. Anywho, these things that you do. So I remember going, and I remember the response from my aunt, and for whatever reason I remember her ironing she was ironing something in the living room, dining room area, which was open and split, so it's one and the same. So if you're in the middle ground of it, you're occupying both space, like the living room and dining room area. And she was ironing there, and she's like, Jennifer, like, for my family, I've always been silly. That's how they have, in their own naivety, created that tunnel for me to slip in so deep and not even take myself seriously. But these things were happening. You know, if you think about the court jester, the fool, and the tarot, I've always associated with that card. I always felt the fool. Welcome to school. Okay, I officially need like a new car. So I just freaking, because my door panel is like coming off, so I had to legit get out of the car, close it from the outside, jump in from the passenger side. Then I thought I had to use the bathroom at the gas station, so then I had to climb over through the passenger seat, get out of the car, close it, alarm my car while my car was being gassed at the, you know, pump or whatever the case may be, to close the door, to then go to the restroom area of the gas station, to open the door to someone sitting on the toilet and saying I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, to close that door, and then to have to come back into the car, press the alarm, and sometimes the door on the passenger side, the lock doesn't like move. So I'm on the outside of the passenger side trying to get in from the passenger side into my car that does not now want to unlock on that side, but I can't open this door because the fucking the panel thing is like coming out, to have to then climb in through the back seat, guys. To climb in through the back seat to get into the front seat of my car. I don't know, but thankful am I to have this ride. But yeah, like seriously, seriously, I need like an upgrade. So that's my morning humor for today. So as I go on my way. Yeah, so that's that.